Hello, chat room. If you can hear
Hello,
us.
chat room.
Hello.
Hey,
Welcome to Cast of Pods again. This is moved up a little bit, but we're finally
Welcome to
doing
Corn of
finally doing it.
Cobs.
We're finally doing another full-on debate again. I know it's been 2 weeks, but
happy early Thanksgiving, by the way.
um,
Well,
today
it's Thanksgiving. That's my thing. I'm gonna
Thanksgiving
kill you, Hank.
surprise. So today we're gonna be talking about two cartoon dads of the same variety, I suppose. We're talking about Hank Hill from King of the
Cartoon
Hill
dads,
versus Bob
uh,
Belcher from Bob's Burgers.
Hank
cartoon
of the
dads that
Hill
are
and
like
Bob
more
Burger.
grounded. They like cooking. They're actually good fathers, than like most animated dads. White shirt, stuff like
White
that.
shirt, that's it. He doesn't even. Does Bob even have a white shirt? It's like a gray shirt, and then he has
Yes.
like the apron. All right,
Oh,
hold
Yeah,
on.
he does. No, he has a white shirt.
Oh no, that is a
It's
white shirt. Okay, I'm crazy. Okay,
Fake Bob Belcher fan.
He's got gray
I'm
pants.
I'm having the Mandela effect happen to me in real time.
No, he's got
Doesn't-
gray pants.
That's what I'm
Gray
thinking. Of.
pants.
Fuck, I will fucking
Oh,
kill you.
It's great.
Calm the fuck down.
Aqua.
What?
You start the stream.
The stream's already started.
No, can we start it soon,
Time to
though?
get started with the most sensational, reputational, explorational. This is what we call the cast of pods.
Bradster, what do you mean know my streak?
Bradster's already coming in thinking Butter's gonna lose. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I hope y'all like the background for Butter. I don't know if I should show the full thing. I don't think I will, but if you know what it is, then it's pretty good.
I think it's funny if you don't. I think it's funny if you don't.
It's me, Bob Burger.
Bob Burger.
Can we debate?
Fine,
now?
fine.
I'm bored.
Fine,
Kick
you're
Rock
fucking.
scratches
You know.
belly. I'm bored.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Anyway.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
bored.
I thought we were just talking about Hank Hill and Bob Belcher. There's no
Wait.
debate here. We're here to have a good Thanksgiving a week early.
Let's just fucking get into it. Hank Hill is first. Strike the squid. Tell us who the fuck is Hank Hill?
You see, Hank Hill is a seller of propane and propane accessories and is the hardworking father to Bobby Hill and husband to Peggy. He lives in Arlen, Texas, with them, where he faces a lot of more realistic scenarios in your average animated sitcom, whether it be trouble with his boss, dealing with his friend wacky antics, trying to fight the urge to strangle his dad, who once killed 50 men in World War II. And despite that all, Hank Hill still manages to remain the king of the hill as a great father and friend.
That's it.
Bobby?
Yeah, he's relatively a simple guy.
He's just that guy.
Yeah.
Well, Butter, who the fuck is Bob Belcher then? Who's Bob Burger?
So Bob
I
Burger,
just know Bob Belcher, so I
Bob
know his
Burger
shirt color.
Man is Bob Burger Man grew up in a household of which was actually a restaurant. He spent his whole life cooking and often burgers, which once he started getting his creative wings upon it, he knew that he wanted to make a business in it. He is the father of 3 children. Next to Hank's one, there's Gene Belcher.
We're not children scaling here. We're not children scaling here, dog. Shut up.
Gene Belcher, Louise Belcher, and Tina Belcher, and his wife Linda. Also, just relatively more realistic scenario. Sometimes it's a little crazier, like he's been kidnapped because his food skills were so good. He once made a burger so good that the person arrived. So like he's it's a very it's very relaxed in more normal situations, whether about school or the restaurant, usually food focused. That's kind of the thing. He's also just a good family man, loves his family. They're all weirdos, but he loves them, and he's a weirdo too. So that's Bob.
How could you say that? How could you
That's
say
the
that
titular
about
Bob Burger. Don, What do you mean that if the stream upload hits 2K views, we'll release the Realm of Gods?
After the
cookbook?
stream is over, Aqua's gonna upload this as a video. If it hits 2,000 views, we'll upload the. We'll
We're not
release the Realm
doing
of
that.
Gods
I can't
cookbook.
cook for shit.
No, we're gonna release the Realm of Gods
meals do we have in the
cookbook.
cookbook? What meals do we have in the cookbook?
We got the Rog Burger. That's
The
probably
Rog
biggest
Burger?
one. Yeah, the Rog Burger is gonna be the big one. We've got the Jenga fish and chips. That one's a pretty classic one.
Shut the fuck up.
There's the Aqua Sundae. It's not as gross as it sounds. I promise. The Aqua Sundae is actually pretty good. There's
We're not like
beans and
grinding
Ectos.
Aqua's flesh for Sunday.
So let's hit 2,000 views on this upload. Come on, guys.
The ramen of gods. I'm already fucking regretting this stream. I'm already regretting
Ramen of the
it.
Gods is kind of fire. Actually.
No, shut
That's
up.
kind of fire.
Shut up.
Cooking flames gif.
Shut the fuck up. I don't know where to go with this debate. Like, what's the best metric to
Shawarma.
start off with?
General
You're the
skills.
host.
I'll say. Let's start off with what can these do? Actually, do in a fight? Do they have weapons? Do they have any formal training?
like abilities and arsenal. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of abilities, obviously there's not that much to Hank. He at the end of the day is just kind of a guy, but he's very good in the fight. He does have hand-to-hand experience alongside knowing pressure points, knowing how to box very well, and even has military training. The most notable thing, he has a wide variety of weaponry. He has access to a ton of guns, rifles, shotguns, pistols, and he's very well versed in all of them. In terms of close range weapons, he also has an axe, a chainsaw, a golf club, a sledgehammer. He has a mini UB40, so Bob's dead, you can give me a win right now. He has his truck, a lawnmower, and of course his propane. Not only can he use them to cook a mean burger, way better than any of that fast food slop some other anime dads can make, but like a propane can in fact explode. He also has access to lighters and fireworks, so yes, he can blow up Bob harder than the time Cotton killed 50 men during World War II.
Okay.
I want to say you
fuck?
don't want to get you don't want to get in the cooking argument. Like I said, Bob has made a burger so good that a person arrived.
Arrived?
Yeah. Yeah. Someone showed up after he made a burger. He had a burger. Someone showed up and was like, "Hey,
Oh no!
Bob- is this-
White flag coming up! Oh, big boy with big burger! Oh.
he's like, oh, that burger was really good." Someone walks in, they're like, "Is this Bob's burger? Could I get some food here?"
No, I am. That's not what I am censoring what I mean by arrived.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
I thought you two did understand. I was just trying to make a bit.
I
out
did
of
not. I did not.
You know how my brain works, Ecto. My brain does not work in this field.
That did not compute.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, I'll go into Bob. So Bob also like not like your Gokus or Supermans where he can poop out lasers out of his ass, but he does still have some abilities. And so starting with, he's also skilled with a gun. The first time that he picked one up, he was using things like shotguns and rifles. I believe he owns a pistol as well. When he was taken to a camp, it's that one professional sports where you need to shoot a moving target. He did actually exponentially well, so much so that he was surprising himself. Bob does have some abilities like Broadway Force, which is actually acknowledged in the show to actually be happening. He can force people to break out in a full dance or song, and even use that to manipulate their thoughts. Speaking of manipulation of thoughts, he's got a pineapple, which if you eat it, he could literally tell you to do anything and you'll do it. It's a mind control form of pineapple. It's not explained why. He got it from a witch.
What the what? Huh?
Okay.
He got it from a
Okay,
witch?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
he went to a market. Huh?
I do know the mind control pineapple. I do not think he's gonna get Bob to eat it. Bob does not eat something if he doesn't cook it.
You mean
usually.
Hank?
So Hank, sorry, I'm tired. Sorry.
You see,
I,
we'll talk about whether Hank has a choice about that or not later.
Whoa, oh god. Okay, well, no, hold on. I need more elaboration. What the fuck is going on in Bob's Burgers? What do you mean he met a witch? What the fuck are you talking about?
So like he makes a burger of the day every day, which I want to explain that later too. But so he goes to the I forget what the word is, but it's just when a bunch of people set out in front farmers market. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just a mysterious one that appeared out of nowhere, and then he walked up and he was like, "Oh, what are these?" And he says, "Oh, it's a mind controlling pineapple." And he said, "I'll prove it." He gave Bob a piece. Bob ate it, and he says, "You're gonna buy all my stock." And Bob said, "Okay, I'm gonna buy all your stock." And then he named the burger like it was a pun on like you can't stop eating. So every time someone ate a burger, they literally could not stop eating and it turned into a whole mob. To the point, and it's so bad that someone said that like I don't know why I'm eating this. I'm allergic to it.
What the
So like
fuck? What the fuck?
so there's also Bob has a slight level of regeneration. It's not like superhuman, but it's definitely a case of like if you stabbed him, he'll be fine because there's an episode where he gets thrown through glass and then a bunch of glass just stabs him in the chest. And then it was like, you know, Teddy, you should take me to the hospital. And he said, "No, Bob, I'm going to take you home." And he takes him home. And so Bob just kind of sits on the couch and then it heals. This is also shown later on when he had a something in his hand. His labrum was torn, which that is really bad. You need surgery in order to fix that. Within a few days, it had already completely healed itself. So like it's you could debate whether it would help in a fight, but it's definitely a case of like if they both stabbed each other or got kind of like a fatalistic wound, Bob is going to be able to survive that. Also shown in his in endurance when he actually got thrown through that glass and then just kind of walked it off with having glass in his stomach. Bob actually has a form of clairvoyance because there was a time he was trapped in a wall in his restaurant, not in his restaurant, in his house at the other side of the floor. And while he was asleep, his dream was telling him that Linda was changing the menu items. And he woke up out of his dream and then saw that Linda was actually doing that. So weird form of clairvoyance. He's got some pretty good stealth skills that has kept up with people like he snuck up on Teddy, who is actually a Navy ex-Navy SEAL, someone who he has also fought. Bob has said that he's taken courses in boxing. He never finished them, but he still is an exceptional fighter. Skills and guns and abnormally really really good with vehicle. Like he was in essentially a Pac-Man maze where you essentially had to react instantaneously and he was going at top speeds in his car able to react at every single turn, so like exponentially really good. And weaponry, pretty much anything you can name about Hank having, Bob pretty much has similar stuff because it's just this is stuff that you find around the house. Bob has a lot of kitchen knives, butcher knives, jagged knives, ice picks. Notably, he has a multi-tool, which has a variety of different kinds of stuff. You know, it's a multi-tool. He's got an axe, pickaxe, shotgun. You know, very similar stuff.
Does he have the mini WD-40?
No, he does not have a mini
The
WD-40.
winner is Hank Hill.
But I do have a question because this dish just popped to mind. Is it true that the original like plan for Bob's Burgers was gonna have them be cannibals?
Yes. That's why the first episode was centered around like, oh, you made it out of people. It's because they actually did make it out of people.
Is that still canon?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say.
I'm pretty sure the first episode. I'm pretty sure the first episode they didn't actually have it be out of people. That was just like remnants from their initial pitch.
Yeah, it was that Luis was spreading out rumors that was made from the bodies next door, but it wasn't.
Yeah. The first season in general was a bit more mean spirited compared to the rest of the series.
Okay. Fucking. I was about to say like I forgot that was a fucking thing. Um. Fuck.
Sadly, no. Bob's not a cannibal, as far as we know.
Hank Hill is fighting a cannibal.
I'm gonna
That's what.
eat you.
That's why we should have done Hank Hill versus Leatherface. Come on, guys.
That's true.
I love
Texas.
I love Hank Hill versus Leatherface. I think that's
Yeah, and that's why we're doing it right now. That's right. You all fell for it.
Hey
I am not.
guys, it's me, Leatherface. I showed up to debate for myself.
Holy
shit.
shit!
I'm not-
Leatherface is such a big man.
Great, because I'm not debating for you. Hank Hill kicks your ass, Leatherface.
Oh, I'm afraid that's just not true. I fought Jason Voorhees one time, and he's mountain level, don't you know?
That was both established to be a different Jason Voorhees and that he really held back because he didn't want to kill specifically you. He specifically did not want to kill you because he
I was in
empathized
Mortal
with you.
Kombat.
He was in Mortal Kombat. That's true.
Oh shoot! Well, Hank scales to me, and I'm real.
Ooh, reality
over
over fiction.
Hank
No, he said
doesn't
himself.
scale. You're
Butters-
not.
You heard your first, Fox. Butters says that Hank Hill scales to him. The winner is Hank Hill.
Yeah, you're not even
Aqua.
debating for Hank. It's me,
Aqua.
Leatherface.
Aqua, can you tell Stripe that Bob upskills me? Where Hank only
Strike
scales
Bob
to me?
upskills Butter.
Aqua's not the one debating here. Why are you asking Aqua to say that?
Hank's in
oh yeah,
Fortnite. Yeah, Bradster, both are in Fortnite. That's not a win for Hank.
Yeah, the thumbnail is both their Fortnite renders.
Yeah, both of them
Also,
are Fortnite.
Nero,
I
what
was-
did I do to you, dog? Every time I'm on the stream, even if I'm not debating, you always target me. The frick did I do to you?
If I can bring this up though, it's not important in a fight, but I do want to bring this up. That in season 3, it's brought up that they haven't had a day off in 10 years. Bob opens Monday through Sunday, so 7 days a week. And it's on their 16th season. A year typically passes because there's always a Thanksgiving special. Based on that, and he makes a new burger of the day every day, Bob has made over 8,400 types of different burgers.
What the fuck?
So in a cooking contest, the winner is Bob Belcher.
Yeah, it seems like Bob would win at a cooking contest. Leatherface is in Fortnite too. That's true.
Your flashy gimmicks.
You know who would win in a wearing faces contest? I don't want to point fingers, but this guy.
I forgot Leatherface was
You might
here.
have all your flashy burger of the day, but you don't have the heart and soul of a good, meat, clean grill.
Has Bob?
You don't have
has
a
Hank's-
chainsaw.
Has Hank Stink ever made someone arrive because they got so excited over eating it?
No,
Oh, that's
'cause
true.
disgusting.
Bob has once accidentally not accidentally. He kidnapped someone pretty much. And then when he made them a burger, that burger was so good that they didn't call the police because they were that infatuated with the
I
burger.
do remember that episode.
What the fuck is going on in Bob's Burgers?
I mean, I'm no chef, but I know my way around meat hooks.
Get
one
Leatherface
thing
out of
like
here.
that.
Get Leatherface out of here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what I'm not wanted. I'll
Yeah,
see
you're
you
not.
later.
You're
And
not.
he revs
You're
up
not.
He revs up his chainsaw, and a little helicopter blade comes out and he flies away.
I can imagine him like spinning the chainsaw like Banana Waddle Dee spins his spear and he just flies upwards.
Could Leatherface
Yeah.
beat Dr. Fullbelly?
Bye-bye.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Bet you didn't think I could do this, Hank Hill. What you gonna do now? Oh God, he's got a gun.
Not this being derailed into Hank Hill.
I mean,
versus
okay.
Leatherface.
Now I will say, in I think the second newest Chainsaw movie, he does just shake off a fucking shotgun blast to the chest. So
Yeah. No, Leatherface could always take bullets if they were in the chest, but once it's like kind of aimed at his head, that kind of really messes him up.
oh, I have you ever been shot in the head? That doesn't feel good.
I mean, they
We could
tried
try
to
it
shoot
out.
me in the head, but it kind of just bounced off. It was like clink. Like here, like I could even prove it to you.
I know it's not at all what you.
You killed him. You killed him.
No.
Ow. Anyway, I know it's not at all what you said, but I imagine someone trying to shoot you and then your head just goes really thin for a second and it whizzes by. Oh, you missed me. Oh, I turned into a worm for a second. Oh,
This is we've gotten off track, but it's at least this is a pretty simple fight, so I think it's okay to be a little off track.
Oh, this is an epic contrast matchup between JFK and Butter Samurai.
What? What the fuck are you yapping about?
I winked at the camera.
okay. What about stats? Where do these two? How strong are these two?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a debate between Hank Hill and Bob Belcher. I forgot that. Okay, so at first glance, Hank shouldn't be that threatening. It's a very low-stakes show, but in actual, what was that?
What was that?
Did Bobby want a burger or something? Okay.
I mean, I personally have never seen this strategy, but maybe jizzing into the microphone would defeat someone in a debate. Like I've never tried, but it seems pretty effective. It did stun him. Okay, you go ahead, argue. Go ahead, argue your point.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll stop.
Just call Adam like a gooner like 2 episodes ago, and then do that with no setup, dude.
Come on, I'll stop.
Okay. Anyways. Okay. It's okay. It seems like a very low stakes and grounded show, but in actuality, throughout the 14 seasons of the show, Hank and the gang have racked up some impressive feats. Dale can kick a hole in steel and survive a small explosion. Both gangs around wall. Bill survived getting hit by a truck and overpowered 6 pro football players while his knee was injured. Cotton once killed 50 men in World War II. Bobby was kicked by a horse. And Hank can kick a hole in a fence at a race car derby. Keep in mind that these fences are made to resist race cars crashing into them. He held himself back from a Class 5 tornado sucking himself in, and survived the Megalomart explosion, which gets into building range. Going back to Bill, he was in a tank blowing up, which got to large building. There isn't that much for speed that I can find. The best I could see is Boomhauer came up with a truck, so there's some superhuman stuff. That's what I got for Hankel and Hill.
Well, unfortunately, Bob does not have a tornado to throw at Hank, so resisting tornadoes is not going to matter much.
Resisting tornadoes.
Tornado resistance, a moot.
I'm saying that he was able to hold himself back. I'm not saying like, if that clever, wily Bob wants to throw.
A fool you are, Dotreve. Your little tornado spell doesn't work on me.
You don't understand, Hank. I am the Avatar.
You can be the Avatar or anything you want, you sissy. I'm still gonna kick your ass.
Why is Bob the Avatar? What the fuck?
Yo, Avatar scaling? Okay, so Avatar gets to
yeah, if Bob activates the Avatar state, it might be over.
Water, earth, fire, burger.
So the patented burger manipulation.
The 4 ingredients lived in harmony until the Pesto Nation attacked.
Not the Pesto Nation. All right, so
when the poll happens, oh yeah, I'm doing that. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Bob's like you'd look at him and you're probably like, oh, this is a fat old man. He probably couldn't beat me up, unless my name is Stripe. But you'd be surprised how strong Bob is. So Bob, there's just been plenty of times where like all 3 of his kids jumped on top of them and were latched onto him, and he was walking like it wasn't even like they weren't even attached. Given that they were all much larger children, that is relatively like pretty athletic to peak human. His kids were able to lift one of those Japanese toilets, which are extremely heavy, and then into the actual crazier stuff. There was a time where Bob lifted a burger in the comics, which based off of how big that is like half his size. It gets almost 80 pounds, which he was lifting with one hand. He managed to lift
not even using his palm, I might add. He's doing that with his fingertips.
Brenda was able to bend a metal spoon using just one finger, which athletic human, but that is per that is just the strength in an individual finger. Stack that all together, and that actually does get into superhuman strength. But then, most impressively, is he's notably stronger than Jean, who one time grip broke through being chained to a bed. Now, to break an individual chain is anywhere from class 1 to class 10. So, like 1,000 to 5,000 pounds of force. Or tons. No, it's pounds. So, like, he would absolutely manhandle Hank. Where even if you look at the lower stuff, Bob has just relatively stronger stuff. He does way more casually, and then the metal chain feet would outdo the tornado feet due to the fact that surface area kind of messes that feat from being like absurdly powerful. In terms of actual like attack potency, uh he was able to kick through a brick wall with a single shot, which gets anywhere from wall to small building, depending how far into fragmentation you use. Brick is a little less calculated in that point. But most impressively is he has crashed through walls, been thrown through glass, getting from wall, and then Teddy, someone he scales to, got mauled and thrown around by a metal shark, which broke through reinforced concrete walls, which get small building level, and then when they buried it, it caused an earthquake. So,
It sounds
notably,
like Bill versus Teddy is the debate happening here.
no, Bill versus Teddy goes hard. Like that is
Dude,
that
don't
is.
spoil our next time. God, jeez.
But in terms of speed, ooh boy, Bob is actually pretty cracked. He's caught up to Mr. Fisher's cart on foot multiple times. Uh, outran a police car that was actively trying to run him over. Ran up and caught a cab that was driving away on foot. So a lot of just blatantly superhuman running speed. So closer to superhuman to subsonic. And then he has dodged bullets on several occasions. He's dodged a revolver bullet for being shot at him from Mr. Fishodor. There was a rifle being shot at him from the someone Mr. Fishodor was dating. He reacted to sniper bullets in the bank episode where they were firing at him, or they were firing at someone that he was standing in front of, and he ducked. And then most impressively is the time that he moved in tandem with an explosion. And I don't mean the like slow motion, like, oh, they're moving super slow, but the explosion's clearly moving a lot faster than them. In this, it is like he's moving visually one to one with the explosion as it's literally touching his back. Which all of this gets at minimum Mach 2 and then Mach 9 for the explosion. Very consistent. And then we get to his kids scaling, who have also dodged a bomb. In that case, they didn't outrun it like Bob.
Hold on. Why does the grill just have a red blow it up button?
So pretty much, this was an old-fashioned. This was like an old-fashioned, like cheap one that he had to buy, and they said that the car couldn't run while the grill was running, or it would cause a gas leak and it would explode.
Oh, okay, because it looks like he's just pressing a button on the grill that makes it blow up.
Yeah.
Maybe Doofenshmirtz
Like that's what
made it,
that's
but-
supposed to do.
Maybe Doofenshmirtz made it.
And like as you can see, also he's at the furthest point in the truck, so he moved by far the fastest and grabbed his kids and wife. But then, most importantly, there is a time during during laser tag where they're using just legitimate light speed guns. And guess who can very frequently dodge it? That's right, the Belchers can.
What the
Now,
fuck?
Bob himself doesn't do it, but it's Louise and Linda, both people who Bob is exponentially faster than. Let me get the.
Exponentially. That's crazy.
I don't know if he's exponentially faster, but he should be comparable to his family.
He's definitely faster than his kids. Linda
He could be
maybe,
faster, but exponential value is
Yeah,
really
no, like
fucking big.
I mean, I don't recall Louise ever catching up to a truck on foot, so each
Has she ever had to though?
Yeah,
No.
no, but I mean, if they're doing this, that's faster than that anyway. I'm saying like the exponential is a difference between like 10 to 20 and 10 to 100.
Yeah, I'd say he's 100 times faster.
Whoa.
But so jokes
So actually,
aside,
this is why we have 4 million C Bob Belcher.
So in this one that I sent, so if the first two are just like reaction feeds. However, if you look at the third one, this was actually calqued, where Louise is running in tandem with it. Really funny that I was talking about her like not keeping up with a trunk, because she has one where she was running in tandem and it gets 0.6% the speed of light for running speed, not even just reaction. So at minimum, supersonic to hypersonic reaction speeds, and then with the higher stuff, he gets relativistic and relativistic running and
I'm showing
reaction
this on
speed.
stream. I'm showing this on stream. This is fucking crazy. Hold on. Media source. Da, 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 da. Okay, this is the second one Butter showed or sent us. Let me show this. Okay, chat, check this shit out. The fuck is this show about?
Burgers.
Burgers. A lot of burgers.
There's
heavy
one
stuff.
more
Aqua,
feat
can we
that I
start the
would.
stream soon?
We fucking did, you asshole.
But there's one more
Burger.
feat that I'd like to bring up. I'm not gonna use it for my good friend Stripe's sanity. But so there's this one interesting speed feat. Let me see. Yes, okay. Here. Oh wait, I'm wrong. I'm looking in my doc. No, Louise did actually just catch up to a van that was trying to drive away from her. Well,
Yeah, see, you're full of shit.
so
Is it-
there's this one comic where they were looking at a roller coaster. Those ones that spin around really fast. And Louise noticed that her clock changed with compared to all the other clocks around the city. Every time she would ride on that, and then they figured out that the roller coaster was moving so fast that it would actually break time.
What?
And it was actually breaking because while it was mid movement and they were off the ride, time was frozen. They started walking around in a frozen world. Louise like stole $20 from this one kid she doesn't like, and they tagged this thing in motion twice. At one point, even needing to, while it was in motion, they needed to time their jump and land on it, so that they could be back on it and stop the effects of it, so that the world would continue moving. So that's immeasurable.
What the
Stripe, you got anything for that? Stripe?
Stripe? I think you killed him. I think you fucking killed Stripe. Stripe. Hold on.
Stripe?
Okay. Someone asked a pretty good question. Isn't Bob Archer to counter Grand Theft Arlen / Propane?
The
Dude,
Oh.
Stripe died! Okay.
There he is.
There we go. Okay, I was gonna say, what the fuck happened, Stripe?
Apparently, you guys couldn't. I wouldn't say anything important, so it's not. It's fine. I was
The
just
Stripe.
losing my
So
mind
Stripe-
over.
So Stripe, any counter to immeasurable? Any counter immeasurable Stripe? Stripe? Any counter? But as far the GT Grand Theft Arlen, that was just a game.
I'm pretty sure he said it as a joke. I'm pretty sure Janet Rollins joke.
Okay.
Okay. You said you're not using immeasurable, right? You're not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use immeasurable. That's blatantly an outlier. I'm not gonna blaze. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Okay, so when everyone's voting, don't keep listening.
Yeah, Butter himself said it's an outlier, so.
Yeah, I just want to double down on that, just so no one's like, oh, immeasurable Bob Belcher.
Yeah. Do you have any counters to relativistic Bob Belcher?
Not really. Not off the top of my head. From what it seems like Hank's stronger, but Bob is faster.
I don't think Hank is stronger.
I brought up a large building. You only put them at small building.
Yeah, it looks like large building to small building, but I
No, the
Not a stop because holy frick, that speed of Bob.
I'm
Like,
gonna
yeah.
I call objection to the large building. Being like, firstly, that small building is what the the breaking the concrete walls. But again, that thing caused a mini earthquake, and that would get into the building level range. As for as far as the tank explosion, I believe you're looking at my calc, and that calc is not too accurate for the time. That does get notably smaller.
Butter,
It
you sabotage Stripe's
You
debate by sending in
sabotage
bad
Strips
counts.
debate.
yeah, I just imagine he's like freaking like freaking Syndrome, just planning out my
He's
demise before
planning.
I.
He's playing 4D chess with you,
You
Stripe.
you fed him faulty counts to win this debate. You're a monster.
narrow the way that Bob can do that is that he up in terms of grip strength, Hank's strongest thing is holding himself away from a tornado, which would get like superhuman to class 1. Bob has the chain breaking feat, which in terms of one chain alone would get class 1 to class 5, which is already stronger.
God.
And it broke multiple. So
Would,
he
okay, would he do this in character? Would he just manhandle Hank, shove this pineapple down his throat, and force him to do whatever?
Nero
So
is asking how
I
he
do
would
want
do
to
it.
call objection. I want to bring up in an episode where fucking Tina's taking a martial arts class. Bob tries to challenge the instructor to a fight, and the instructor sweeps his leg, and he falls on his ass and shits his pants. I think as long as Hank can knock him over, Bob would shit his pants, and then the shit would go down his pant leg. He would slip on it. He would hit his head on a fire hydrant, have a seizure, and die.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I wanna bring up that episode because it's funny that you bring that up. In that actual episode, Bob had like a fight. I think it was like a 5 minute fight with Gyro, where Gyro, despite being a superior martial artist, beat on him for 5 minutes, and this included a part where he picked up Bob and then did a flip and slammed Bob into the ground, and Bob's reaction was, "Ow." Okay, wait, let me try that again. Ow. Okay, wait, let me try that again. Ow.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
wait, let me
and
try
he
that.
shit his ass every time, so that's just going to be building up poison damage.
Okay, but like the thing is, Hank is not as strong as Gyro. Hank is not going to be able to like.
No, Hank is far stronger.
No, because and plus, let's say that he does try that. What stops Bob from turning his ass towards Hank? Because Hank does have an attraction
Oh,
to
bombs
asses.
away.
Hank does have an attraction to kicking asses. And I do want to remind you. So Hank has a huge thing about kicking people in the ass, and Bob is a petty person. So if Hank starts actually kicking him in the ass, which is something he's done in the show a few times,
He does, yeah.
what he's done it at least twice. I know he did it to a guy who like put needles in him, and then he did it to Jimmy in that NASCAR episode.
That was what I wanted to bring up. The one like the reason he kicked through that wall was so he could kick someone in the butt.
But so here's the thing: Hank doesn't have an ass, and it's treated like you know that's you're laughing, but that's a
No,
legitimate weakness.
medically, he does not have an ass.
That's actual weakness because the episode implied that he is that whenever like something hit him there, that put him in insane amounts of pain. And while he does have like a padding now, that padding has been broken before. And given that Bob, I think he personally would be stronger due to the earthquake. I think the earthquake feat would get stronger than the tank feat. And the Megalomart feat, Hank was at a distance to the explosion. Luann was closer to it, but even then, I think that the earthquake feat would get higher, just naturally shaking. It was like the city block. Shaking the city block is going to just get higher than breaking down a tank. And yeah, so if Hank just kicks him in the ass hard enough, that is going to incapacitate Hank in a just like one good shot. And Bob is more of a willing to be a dirty fighter. Hank doesn't like to fight all that dirty. And there's another thing for like sweeping the leg is I don't think Hank would actually do that given the fact that Hank's more of a boxer.
No, Hank would throw a propane tank and break both of his toes, and it would roll over him and squeeze him to death like a tube of toothpaste.
So
True.
there's this
This is
one
true.
thing called Animation Throwdown, a series that fused Futurama with a few other series, and one of them included Bob's Burgers. Now this series started with Professor Farnsworth saying, "Hey, can you pull that lever?" And he says, "No, that's the lever that destroys the multiverse." And then there's an explosion. And then Farnsworth is like, "Oh, well, luckily we survived. It just left us in a cosmic splurge of 5 different universes." And then you got like Roger and Peter and Bob come to that location, and they're like, "What the hell just happened?" And mind you, Farnsworth was at the dead center of this, so Bob would upskill.
We're not using crossover stuff. We're not. Yeah, shut up, dude.
That's
Just
not
wanted
a
to bring
good.
up.
I mean, okay, so no, if we do use crossovers, should they not just be comparable to each other?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Fortnite.
yeah. No, here's the funny thing, Stripe. I was bringing that up as a joke because Hank's also in that game.
Oh,
Hank was like the first one to show up.
so it's equal stats. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
What
okay,
the
if it's
fuck?
equal, no, that is the question I have because we do still have a little bit of time left. If stats were equalized, how do you two think this debate changes?
So in terms of equalized stats, if we were actually using that stuff, Bob has far superior stamina. He has stayed up for several days in a row just from working to just crazy antics that his kids have gotten into. Like there was the episode where he had to get like a second job, so he was just not sleeping. The joke was like he went, laid down in bed. It was 6:59. It became 7. He got back up, walked out, and it was like that for 3 weeks straight. And then in terms of Arsenal, he's just going to outdo Hank because first he's a better shot than Hank. Hank's a good shot, but he still has his flaws. Especially when Cotton Hill, the second
He's the
episode
guy that
whenever
killed 50
Cotton
men
gets
in
in
World
his
War II,
head.
right?
Huh?
He's the guy that killed 50 men in World War II, right?
Yeah. And then in terms of actual Arsenal, if you actually look into that game, Bob still has a huge advantage over Hank in that game because it's canonical that all the cards that are used to fight in that game comes from Bob. And Bob literally has all the cards in an
What the
infinite
what
amount of them.
the
So even if you
okay.
even if you want to say like, oh, Hank can have all the same cards, where Bob has all of them, but he has it in a much larger amount, so Hank's gonna run out of them first.
Okay, so I will give you the stamina thing. I think that's pretty definitive. But I do think if we're doing equal
Oh,
stats, if we're doing equal stats, I guess this is the dumbest debate we've done, and I've been in iCarly versus Costco, guys. But
That doesn't exist. What are
I
you talking about?
shut up. That was a good episode. Let me keep my last win here, dog.
You cannot. You cannot. No.
Anyways, I would argue that I think Hank's arsenal is better because he's got a lot. He just tends to carry a lot more with him compared to Bob, and I feel like compared to Bob, Hank is just a more natural fighter. I think definitely Bob's Burgers is a weirder show if he's gonna have weirder stuff. I just think like hand to hand, I'm gonna lean more towards Hank if we're gonna freaking do freaking dumb crossover scaling, which I guess I have to bring up the Silver Surfer commercial because
Uh-oh.
Silver Surfer
Bradster.
commercial does. You want to bring that up? I will bring back a measure of Bob like that.
Yeah, no. Look, Bradster's been asking me to do this entire stream, so let me just do for Bradster, my bestie. One commercial where Hank's propane was canonically shown to be strong enough to power the Silver Surfer's board, and he later fought Galactus. So that's Herald level Hank Hill.
You also forgot the advertisement where Hank was driving Silver Surfer back home through space.
Yeah, his flying car. And that led to him being grabbed by Galactus. And
As far as Arsenal, I object to that because we're giving them all their stuff. I don't think like, oh well, Hank will naturally carry them out more. If in this kind of fight,
I meant more that he's more used to his stuff, but that is fair. I would give you that.
and then I do think Hank is more naturally a fighter, but I think the biggest issue is in where even if you equalize stats, stamina and endurance are just in Bob's favor by a huge margin. The stamina, he's lasting way longer in a fight, and then like he took a 5 minute beating from an actual martial artist,
That's fair.
and
I'm not gonna argue that. That is fair.
so like that's also going to be just like he's got way more reason to actually just outlast Hank, and then the regeneration is if they go in with like a stab weapon, they both stab each other. Well, Hank's gonna die there. Bob's got several showings that he could reasonably survive getting stabbed even a few times, and then he's just got more wacky powers like the mind controlling melon, which yeah, if he gets that
There's
in
a
Hank's mouth, he just
pineapple, fake
no
pineapple
no
fan.
no, it's a melon now.
Your Honor, I
fuck?
believe Buttersaber is lying. We have
But
to kill him.
so yeah, mind control pineapple, and also once again, just Broadway force where he could forcibly make Hank start dancing, and then Hank can't really like Bob could just make the song about kicking Hank's ass, and Hank could not stop it because the Broadway force stuff is acknowledged in the show to be legitimately happening, and there was one point where Fish Oda was actively against it, and then within the next scene, Fish Oda was suddenly dancing with him. So it like legitimately worked. It legitimately actually works against other people. So just ultimately, he's kind of a Hank's best advantage here is that he's more skilled, and then Bob's just got way more to work with, and a specific counter to fighting people who are way more skilled than him.
What the fuck?
I guess that's basically your conclusion, right?
No, no worries. I got 3 pages for that.
Uh-oh. Well, well, we still got some time left, and we do actually have something to go off with the tournament. Don, if you want to go into that.
No.
If I want to go into that,
Well, I mean, like if fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. You know, I was gonna let you have the segue, but no, fuck you.
what?
So if you for some reason aren't aware, we've been doing.
Well, actually, well, no, hold on.
Okay.
Since Leatherface was here earlier, I'll let him transition into it.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's me, Leatherface. I'm back. We have a very special guest today narrating the tournament announcement. A close friend of mine, one might say.
All right. Well, I'll play that video then. We'll go ahead.
Welcome to the Tournament of Gods, a weekly tournament where you, the viewers at home, get to vote for an episode of Realm of Gods to be made. Each week on the Cast of Pods podcast, we will announce a bracket of the tournament, up until we reach the finals. These polls will be hosted on the Aqua Studios YouTube channel, so make sure to cast your vote after the stream.
Hello again, audience. I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown. Last week you guys voted and it seems you're fans of clowns. See what you have to vote for this time. Choose carefully.
Whoa! 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 This is crazy. Pretty crazy matchups, I think. Hello?
Yeah, matchups are pretty crazy. Matchups are pretty good.
How many fictional characters have invaded this podcast at this point? Too many to count.
Let me think.
saw-
It's been the Flying Dutchman, Loki, Velazark, Leatherface now.
Pennywise, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Pennywise, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, I want to say this to Bradster. It's a comic thing. Don't look up mind controlling pineapple. Just look up Bob's Burgers comic Pineapple. It's volume 2, issue number 4.
What the fuck? The fuck is Bob's Burgers about?
So,
No,
so-
I didn't question that. I figured that just feels like something that would be in one of the episodes of the cover or something stupid like that.
Honestly, I didn't know that
here we
Endless
go.
Possibilities was Pennywise's favorite song. Yeah, I mean, Pennywise is a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna call bullshit on the we lose the speed advantage, so now Hank can definitely just shoot him. They both have guns, and Bob's the better shot. What do you mean?
No.
Aqua, can Zavok show up in the next Tournament of Gods ad? He can show up in one. We'll figure it out.
Zavok could show up
It's
in
me, Zavok. How about I show
this
up
one.
now?
No, that's not Zavok. I'm Zavok. Hello.
No, I'm Zavok!
What?
I'm
Who's Zavok?
Zavok!
Who's Zavok? I'm Zavok. Hey, there's Zavok you didn't know about?
Ha! I
up,
fit
you're
into the
obviously
quartet of
Stripe.
the finest Zeddy warrior.
That's just,
This podcast is doomed. This podcast is fucking doomed.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, you put a like an irreversible godly being against Hank Hill. Like I don't know what you expect.
I was gonna say, you put in an irreversible godly being against Bob Belcher, and Bob Belcher won.
If Bob were fighting like any other cartoon dad, he would get his shit pressed in like an orange in a juicer.
I feel that would be the case with both of them. They're not like
Well,
they're
no,
not like
I'm saying you're like, oh, you put this insurmountable god against Hank Hill. It's like, yeah, if you put him against any other cartoon dad, he's folding instantly. Hank Hill's just the weakest one.
Actually, he would blitz Peter with his immeasurable feat and then use the mind controlling pineapple.
Shut
in
the
order
fuck
to
up!
You're gonna
Shut
tell
the
me that-
fuck
you're
up!
gonna
We're
tell me
not.
that
We're,
Peter
you are
Griffin does
not.
not
You are
have an
not
immeasurable
convincing me
feat.
that
Yes.
Bob Belcher beats Peter Griffin. That's not happening.
Peter does not have a legitimate immeasurable feat now.
What?
You said
Peter
the
also
also doesn't
fun-
matter. You said that's freaking an outlier.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, even if Bob is immeasurable, Peter could just keep his mouth closed. Bob isn't strong enough to pry it open.
Oh, you think that Peter's not even going to know, and
Peter would
Peter's
know how
Peter's absolutely stupid enough to like open his mouth for a pineapple.
No, not this time.
What if Bob what if Bob like he does the little dance that he's doing behind me as a means to like get Peter to open his mouth and drool and then he
No,
shoves the pineapple in.
no, shut up, shut your mouth.
Shut
up. Stripe,
I
do you
would like
wanna?
to ask.
Oh, good.
I would like to ask, how are we legitimately looking at this fight? Because we've brought up like 3 different ways.
I think just like the actual can stuff, no crossovers, no
Okay.
not the mobile game you brought up, not Fortnite, not anything like that. Just the actual like the comic for Hank for Bob, and then the actual shows for both of them.
Yeah. Okay.
I figured we went into like freaking the games and the Silver Surfer stuff just for fun. Not actually canon.
Do y'all have closing arguments?
Yeah, okay, I guess I'll go first.
Do
Because
you, Aqua?
No, I'm not debating for anybody.
Okay, so while obviously not ridiculously busted or anything, Hank Hill is stronger than you'd expect. While the world of Bob's Burgers is admittedly more wacky, Hank's large building level stuff, way larger arsenal of weaponry, greater experience via having the same genes as his father who once killed 50 men in World War II, knowledge of pressure points, and general better fighting experience should allow him to cook everyone's second favorite burger flipping Bob. Doesn't matter if it's a Bob or a Bobby, it's clear that boy ain't right, and there's only one king of this hill.
Ooh, okay. Butter.
All right. So in terms of like it's just the case of Bob just has the better stats and reason to win. In terms of the large building stuff, like I said, that count isn't like too accurate. That it destroying a tank usually gets like building level, which the earthquake feat should at minimum match. They're relatively similar, even if you want to give Hank a slight AP advantage. It's not going to be insurmountable for Bob to bypass. Bob's far more enduring, even if we say their AP and durability is the same. So Bob's going to be able to take far more of a beating. He's taken a beating from a superior martial artist for several minutes straight and was mostly unfazed. And then he just blitzes to high hell, even without the funny immeasurable feat. Like, you didn't really bring up anything for Hank in terms of speed that's keeping up even with bullet dodging. Like, the bullet dodging alone is blitzing pretty badly, and then there's explosion and light dodging. So he's just insurmountably faster. at least matching strength in terms of grip strength, lifting strength. He's absolutely just crushing Hank into a little ball. Uh, if it's a shooting fight, Bob is the superior shot, and since they both can since Bob can actually dodge bullets and Hank can't, then that also means that in a quick draw, Bob's got the only reason to survive. And then the whole he's been stabbed with multiple shards of glass and survived that and regenerated from it and just has higher regeneration. So even if they both shoot each other, Bob will survive, Hank will not. Just relatively, Bob's got the superior stats, wackier abilities. The winner is God. I mean Bob.
Okay.
God?
Now Donovan.
Thank you, Butter Samurai, my strongest soldier.
Is Leatherface still here? Is Leatherface here?
Yeah, yep, I'm still here. My
Okay,
closing
Leatherface.
argument is that
Leatherface. Yeah,
I would use
what's your
my
closing
chainsaw.
argument? You're gonna use your
I would
chainsaw?
use my to rend their faces off and make myself some nice new masks. I would use my epic Jason Voorhees mountain level scaling, and at worst, my block scaling from proper material to epically defeat them both.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm starting to pull for
Okay,
who
if
would
you-
win
if
between.
No, put him on the poll.
Oh,
Put
he is.
Leatherface
He
on the
is.
poll.
On the ball.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yes, yes.
We're gonna see who actually wins between Hank Hill, Bob Burger, and Leatherface.
As long as I beat Leatherface, I don't care.
Okay. Don, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first for who we're voting for?
I think from everything that's been portrayed, strictly between Bob and Hank, it seems like whatever strength advantage that Hank has is kind of moot by Bob's just way superior speed, and that's really all the debate comes down to. But I am going to cast my vote towards Leatherface.
I won't be a dickhead. I'll just be honest. It seems like Bob kind of fucking sweeps this one. So Bob does have my vote. It seems like he just has the easier time here.
Now that we can speak a bit more openly, yeah, I do think this is a Bob. Even before I looked into this, I kind of figured Bob's gonna win because it's just a naturally way more wacky show.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, I'm surprised you missed that Hank does have some cracked speed feats.
I couldn't find any. I promise I looked, but again, I'm not a versus hater.
There's just an episode where when Dale is like coming down, a vigilante was trying to shoot him, and Hank intercepts the bullet.
I figured there had to be some bullet stuff because they fire guns too often to not have something.
Yes. So Hank dodged a point blank flare gun from behind because Bill misfired it, and Hank kind of jumped out of the way.
So since we're being honest here, do you think that Bob wins or
Yes.
okay?
Because pretty much how I see it is no matter what, you give Hank the bullet timing feats, the explosion timing feat, given that there's two of them, that is a very notable difference. It's not like speed blitzing, but that's like Mach 1 to 2.
When they're
versus-
already so like comparable, the smaller, even the smallest advantages mean a lot. So yeah, I do get it.
With the tank feat and the earthquake feat, it's pretty much if you don't use those feats as they're kind of like absurdly on the stronger ends. Hank's got like kicking through wooden walls, but Bob's got kicking through brick walls.
Yeah.
So and then if you use the feats with the more absurd feats like the tank and earthquake, then if you give one leeway and you give the other leeway, they're pretty much matching each other. Maybe you can give Hank a slight advantage in some of them, but then it's just a matter of, well, let's look at speed and endurance. That is a crazy advantage, Bob. Like the fact that he actually just took a beating from a martial artist who seems to be physically superior and more skilled and took that for several minutes straight. That's just a case of like, okay, he's kind of just dealing with a Hank-like opponent, and he did fine.
Yeah, I went just kind of expecting that I'm not going to win. I wasn't really looking. I just wanted to have fun. This is fun.
Heck
with,
yeah.
with that said, I'm currently at 3 wins, 3 losses. So can we do Jimmy Dexter eventually so I can brutally murder Jimmy in cold blood? Can I get my easy victory for once?
Well, well.
I'd like to personally apologize to you, Stripe, because you went in being like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass." That's what you were. You would respond with that Hank Hill, "I'm gonna kick your ass" gif every time it got brought up, and then just in call, we started talking about it,
Yeah,
and like,
after Boss versus Burns,
yeah,
we
after
stayed in
that,
call
and
for a little bit.
I was just talking about like how much legitimately like I love that show and how well researched I'm in. You were sitting there like, excuse me, what?
You know that one picture of a tiger that's like he's not cut out for that. I transformed that image alive.
You realize you were not built for this.
Yeah.
Well-
Okay, as I say many times, I'm not really a versus debater.
Well,
I
thank everybody for coming to watch fucking Hank Hill
Yeah, this
versus
is fun.
Bob.
This
Wait,
is so fun.
Aqua,
everybody.
wait. Before you go, I got a question.
What's up?
Could you pretty please catch this?